Do you think you can buy a home in Washington state for under $500,000? You actually can, but with a few trade-offs possibly. Today I will walk you through the areas where this budget still works and the compromises should be expected if you decide to buy there. My name is Maklashova and I have been a real estate agent here in Washington state for over 12 years. So let's dive in and have a clear, realistic look at your options. Before we jump into specific cities, let's set the stage. Right now, the median home price across Washington state is about $640,000, which is already above our $500,000 budget. And in Seattle, the median home price jumped to around $1 million, meaning that for $500,000, you are unlikely to find a decent single-family home here. Of course, median prices are average across entire region, housing type, and don't guarantee what you will find on the market today. There are always exceptions depending on neighborhoods, home type, condition, year the home was built, and how long it's been on the market, and is it spring market or fall market, and of course it depends what's mortgage rates right now. But honestly, I personally think it's a little bit unrealistic to find a single family home, a nice home under $500,000 in Seattle area and on the east side. But that doesn't mean you're out of options. There are cities in Washington state where a budget under $500,000 can still get you into a nice single family home, and not just a rare listing, but a meaningful number of active properties on market. However, each of these cities come with its own set of trades-off. To keep this simple and honest, I've divided it to two different categories.
The first group include the most affordable cities, the places where you will consistently see a good numbers of homes under $500,000. The prices are attractive, but these areas often come with bigger trade-offs, like longer commute, low-rate schools, and limited job opportunities. The second group includes more livable and better balanced area. These cities are still relatively affordable for Washington state, and while you may be closer to the $500,000 mark or even slightly above it, the overall quality of life, infrastructure, and safety tends to be noticeably better. Next, let's take a look at the moderately affordable cities where you still have chance to buy a home at or closer to $500,000 budget without sacrificing too much in terms of quality of life. Next on our list is Everett, a growing city 30 miles north of Seattle that offers a more affordable alternatives to living in the northern suburbs of the Puget Sound. Everett is known for its airspace industry, of course Everett Airport, Everett Navy bases, and Everett Boeing. Also waterfront areas and suburban neighborhoods with access to parks and local amenities, shopping malls, and one of my favorites again, Angel of the Winds Sport Arena with amazing ice skating shows. It's a mix of urban and suburban feel, making it attractive for families and professionals. So the median price for housing in Everett around $540,000, $580,000, depends on the neighborhood. Homes at or just under $500,000 can be found in certain area, especially older homes or smaller, unusual planned single-family houses. What can you get for $500,000 here? It would be 1,700 square feet single-family home, probably built from 60s to 90s last century, decent yard, quiet street, in some suburban neighborhoods, occasionally townhouses on smaller homes under $500,000. So the good things about Everett area, it's of course more affordable than Seattle or any east side suburbans. Strong job market, especially airspace, Boeing, healthcare, waterfront access and nearby outdoor recreations, my favorite jetty islands for wake surfing and kiting. People come here from different countries just to kite on our jetty island. Plus Everett, located kind of west, so you have easy access to I-5 and any transit to Seattle downtown. So what would be negative sides of living in Everett? Of course, if you need to commute to downtown Seattle, it's around 50 minutes. Sometimes it's 30 minutes, but it's 30 miles. So it's probably gonna be 45 to 60 minutes during the traffic. School rating varies from neighborhood to neighborhood, so you have to check for yourself, same as a crime rate. Please go police website, local police website, and check the ratings. Industrial area exits near certain parts of the city, so it feels a little bit industrial. Who would benefit from buying in Everett area? So it would be ideal for buyers who want to stay north of Seattle, so you don't need to pay Seattle real estate prices. If you need a balance of suburban living and job access and affordability, and who wants waterfront and who wants a salty bay water, and actually it's gray, after swimming in this water your skin feels super good, like you've been to Hawaii. It could be a good lifestyle balance, you know, not super expensive and access to water, to nice view and access to many shopping malls and 40 minutes commute to sport and entertainment activities in downtown Seattle. Let's talk about South Sound region, specifically Olympia and Lacey. These two cities sit right next to each other and offer a great balance between affordability, lifestyle, and proximity to jobs. Olympia is our state capital, with a more historic and civil feel, while Lacey is more suburban, but newer and very family-oriented. Both cities give you noticeably calmer pace of life compared to the Seattle metro area. Medium home price. Olympia around $525,000 to $550,000, Lacey around $500,000 to $520,000. Depending on the neighborhood, homes under $500,000 still could be found regularly, especially in Lacey area. What can you get for $500,000? A house which would be 1,500 to 2,000 square foot, single family and suburban neighborhood. Many homes built in 90s and 2010s, so it's newer feel. Good size yard, quiet streets, good neighborhoods. In Lacey, new construction around $500,000 range is still possible in certain communities. So the pluses: this area more affordable than most of Western Washington, strong sense of community, a slower, calmer lifestyle, better schools than many other budget-friendly areas, a lot of parks, lakes, and outdoor recreations, and actually it's not a long drive to the ocean shore. Trades off. Commute to Seattle is long, at least 1.5 hours each way, or maybe 2.5 hours if it's during busy times. Job market is smaller compared to Puget Sound, mostly government jobs in Olympia, which is not too bad. Weather is still rainy, similar to Tacoma, Seattle area, of course. Lacey has limited nightlife and entertainment options. Basically, people have to drive to Seattle or Tacoma area to see concerts or sport entertainments. Lacey area would be great for buyers who want quieter suburban lifestyle, better school than many other affordable cities, a clean, safe, well-maintained communities. You can get here better house for your money without going completely rural. And of course, hopefully you don't need to commute to Seattle daily. Next, let's head up north to Marysville, one of the most popular, moderately affordable cities for the people who want to stay relatively close to Seattle metro without paying Seattle's prices. Actually, some of my buyers bought in Marysville houses during the COVID and they commute to Amazon jobs, to Microsoft jobs. Marysville sits just north of Everett and offers a mix of suburban neighborhoods, newer developments, and more established communities. There are older areas and there are brand new communities as well. It is very family friendly, practical, it gives buyer noticeably more space for your money. The median home price in Marysville is around $525,000–550,000. Depends on the neighborhood, of course. Homes under $500,000 still come on the market, but they're gonna be older, smaller, unusual floor plans. So what can you get for $500,000? It would be like maybe 1,400 square feet house, single family, so no HOA, but it's gonna be built in 80s, good sized backyard and quiet streets. Maybe sometimes it's gonna be new townhouse, still could be under 500,000. What's the pluses? It's more affordable, of course, than Snohomish County or King County. Friendly suburban environment, plenty of parks, stores, shopping malls, and restaurants. So of course you have access to parks, lakes, rivers, and to all kind of outdoor recreation. Mountains is right here. Many people drive to Baker's Mountain here and it's much closer here, right? And we actually go white water rafting too in this area on the north. Basically it's a good balance of price and lifestyle for many buyers. Unless, of course, you work in downtown Seattle for Amazon, then it's a big commute, especially right now. We are recording this video in 2026 because people now have to go back to the offices. School, some of them strong, some of them average rating. So, but it's a rapid growth means more congestions in certain area. There is a lot of new constructions as well, so the roads might become even more congested. And maybe if you work at Everett for Boeing or for airplane field, you know, for airport and Everett, so that's gonna be easy commute for you. I'm a little bit distracted because I want to tell you this is my favorite color, Tiffany blue. I don't know how it looks on a camera, but if you can see, it's very unusual, but you see somebody was a fan of Tiffany blue color, just like me. They painted the whole floor in this color. And you see how you can have a more quiet living, feels like you in the middle of somebody forest, somewhere forest. Hashtag love nature. Now let's move more south to Federal Way, a city located right between Tacoma and Seattle, making it one of the most strategically placed, moderately affordable area in our region. Federal Way offers a true suburban lifestyle with mature neighborhood, and it's diverse, practical, and often appealing to the buyers who still want reasonable access to major jobs in Seattle. Median price typically around $625,000. Homes are under 500 do show up, but it's gonna be smaller, older, or townhouses with HOA. What can you get for $500,000 around Federal Way area? It's about 1,300 square foot, single family home, probably built in last centuries, maybe in 60s, 70s. Mature neighborhoods with beautiful tree, established backyards. So, or townhouses and duplexes around 430 to 500,000 range. Pluses are great central location between Tacoma and Seattle, close to I-90 freeway and Highway 99, and upcoming light rail expansion. Strong everyday infrastructure, stores, shopping malls, parks, restaurants, a lot of nature nearby, including the Dash Point and waterfront trails. Of course, Federal Way more affordable than King County, and diverse community and many housing options. Negative sides would be school rates might be not so perfect, and crime rate maybe not so perfect as well. You have to call your local police station or check website, because it's varies street to street. Minuses are traffic congestion, especially during peak hours. Who is this area is good for? So it's ideal for buyers who want to stay close to King County but without east side prices. Access to Seattle job and Tacoma port jobs, right? And you still have good infrastructure. You have a lot of very good European style stores there. So when I need something, I drive south to get good produce, European style produce. And also if you like nature, park, big shopping malls, that would fit your lifestyle as well. Next on our list is Auburn, a popular choice for buyers who want to stay in King County without paying Seattle or Bellevue east side prices. Auburn sits south of Renton and Kent and offers a practical blend of affordability and a good housing and mature communities. Median home prices in Auburn typically around $645,000. Depends on the area. Homes at or under $500,000 do come up on the market, where it's smaller, older, but still Auburn is one of the more budget-friendly cities within King County. So what can you get in Auburn for $500,000? 1,300 to 1,500 square feet single family home. House probably gonna build in 70s or early 2000s. Decent backyards, garages, quieter residential streets, or townhouses and duplex in a 400,000 range. Buying in Auburn, you are still staying in King County, but it's more affordable than most of the cities in King County. It has a good infrastructure again, shopping, park, school, and again good commute between South Tacoma area or Seattle downtown area. So you can still have jobs on the south or in the downtown. So some of my buyers do buy in Auburn because I think it's a very cute city. You're definitely gonna get a garage and a nice backyard and a quiet walkable streets. So it has kind of nice feel. Many of my buyers buying in Auburn as well, and it's kind of easier commute, close to freeways. You know what is my favorite in Auburn? I actually visit it often because I buy my refrigerators, washer dryers for me, for my clients, for my tenants, and Auburn Best Buy outlet. We used to have this kind of outlet in Linwood, now it's closed. So if you ever need to buy kitchen appliances, laundry machines, so go to Auburn outlets, and even iPads and computers. It's a Best Buy outlet, you're gonna get everything 50% off. I love it. So now when we've covered the main moderately affordable cities in details, Olympia, Lacey, Marysville, Federal Way, and Auburn, let's briefly mention the other cities where you can still find homes under $500,000. This area may not be the star picks, but they are option worth considering, depending on your priorities and lifestyle. Kent is a mix of older and newer homes south of Seattle. Prices vary widely, with some neighborhoods still offering houses under $500,000. Convenient location for commute, but traffic and school quality may vary block to block, street to street. Spanaway is the town south of Tacoma, offering affordable housing with mix of rural and suburban feel. Guess what? Spanaway and Lakewood, their city, are very popular for VA buyers, for veterans, because it's close to military bases and a lot of VA lives there. So it's great for families with a tighter budget, smaller houses, and who doesn't need commute far away to downtown Seattle. Puyallup. It's known for good schools and suburban charms. Homes near $500,000 exist but are limited, often smaller and older houses, of course. But Puyallup has nice park, shops, and nice communities, and probably you know about a famous Puyallup Fair. You must visit it during the fall season. Next city is Bremerton, coastal city west of Seattle, accessible by ferry. Affordable homes are common, but commuting to Seattle take longer. offers a small town feel with water views, cute small restaurant, nice food, but of course less jobs. So altogether, this city round out the moderately affordable options for buyers who want more comfort, better school and stronger infrastructure than the most budget-friendly towns, while still keeping the prices around $500,000. And now let's talk about the truly affordable cities in Washington state, where your $500,000 budget gives you a lot of more options. Next on our list is Tacoma, one of the most affordable, larger city near the Seattle metropolitan area. Tacoma sits around 35-40 minutes south of Seattle and often a mix of walkable waterfront area, historic neighborhoods, and more suburban style communities. It has a big city feel in some parts, but will noticeably lower housing prices compared to Seattle. Median home prices here in Tacoma around $460,000. Let's see what can you get in Tacoma for $500,000. It would be smaller to medium single-family home, basically around 1,200 to 2,000 square foot, and usually it would be older construction, maybe 60s or 70s. So the pluses, buying in Tacoma, much more affordable than Seattle while still being nearby big employers. Beautiful waterfront areas like Ruston Way and Point Ruston. Stronger job access than eastern Washington cities, where a lot of jobs in a port. Actually, Tacoma is a big port and it's a lot of job opportunities and the job market is growing. Good mix of urban amenities, restaurant, parks, museum, amazing glass museum, and don't forget about Tacoma Dome. We drive to Tacoma Dome to see amazing concerts. Tacoma has diverse neighborhoods with different vibes and different price points. What are the most trade-offs? Probably crime rates. It could be different neighborhood by neighborhood. You must research your area before you buy a house. School ratings as well could be different neighborhood by neighborhood. Traffic towards Seattle can be very heavy during peak hours. But the housing market could be still competitive in some nice area. Tacoma could be great for buyers who want affordable housing closer to the Puget Sound jobs market, prefer an urban or semi-urban environment, and don't mind researching neighborhoods to find the right neighborhood for you. Spokane, one of the most affordable large cities in Washington state and place where you can still find plenty of single-family homes well under $500,000. Spokane sits on the eastern side of the state, close to the Idaho border, and it has a completely different feel compared to the Seattle metro area. More open spaces, 4 seasons, and slower overall pace of life. Medium home prices around $360,000, significantly below the state median. What can you get for $500,000 in Spokane? A move-in ready single-family home, usually 16 to 2,400 square feet, often with a yard, garage, and sometimes even recent upgrades. You will also see many options in the range $350,000 to $450,000. Pluses in Spokane area. As you know, our Spokane has 2 great universities. They are Washington State University Spokane and Eastern Washington University Spokane. Washington State University, WSU, is considered a prestigious public research university recognized for its very high research activity. Besides these 2 amazing universities in Spokane, there are a lot of job opportunities, nature, parks, lake, skiing, and outdoors activities are available. Some areas have noticeably higher crime rates, but it varies neighborhood by neighborhood. School range from average to below average depending on a school district. Much colder winters and hotter summers than Western Washington. And overall, Spokane is too far from Seattle, from all the cultural activities, big sport venues, and big music events. But still, Spokane area could be still good for people who want to buy houses and have more space and spend less money, who prefer a quieter lifestyle and don't tied to the Seattle area jobs. Next on our list is Yakima, one of the most budget-friendly housing market in all Washington. Yakima sits in central Washington and is known for its agriculture, vineyards, open landscape, and a dry, sunny climate. It's a very different atmosphere compared to Seattle metro area. It is slower, warmer, and much more rural. Median home prices here around $360,000, one of the lowest in our state. So let's see, what can you get for $500,000? You can get a large single-family home, often up to 2,800 square feet with a big yard, newer construction, and sometimes even on acreage. So a lot of houses under $400,000 are very common here. Let's look at the pluses. It's extremely more affordable compared to Western Washington and Seattle area. A lot of space, bigger lots, more privacy, bigger homes. Very close to wineries and some resorts area and a beautiful scenery. The minuses is crime rates are higher in some neighborhoods. Schools vary and are generally rated lower than suburban Seattle area. Limited job market compared to Puget Sound area. Very hot summers and colder winters, so you have to adjust to the climate a little bit. And it's a more rural lifestyle, so it might not be for everyone. Now, besides Spokane, Yakima, and Tacoma, there are several other cities in Washington where home prices are still well below the state median. These areas are typically far away from metro Seattle area and offer affordability, but usually with some trades-off in jobs, commute options, and local amenities. Here I'm gonna tell you what to expect if you live in these areas. Tri-Cities area, a warm, sunny region in southeast Washington with a strong agricultural and tech presence. Home prices are still relatively affordable, the climate is dry, and lifestyle is spacious and suburban. Job opportunities are better here than in many rural areas, but it's far from Puget Sound. Moses Lake is a small, quiet city known for open landscape, lakes, and affordable housing. A lot of new townhouses, which would be great investment to buy and rent them out, by the way. You can find something even for $300-400 houses, duplex, which you can rent out right away. And it's great for space and privacy, but the job market is limited unless you work remotely. Summers are hot, winters are cold, and it has a very rural feel. But don't forget, there's a private airport and a lot of factories which create jobs. So check for yourself. I don't want to give away all the secrets. Next, Wenatchee and East Wenatchee. A beautiful valley area surrounded by mountains and orchards. Prices are rising but still below the Puget Sound region. It is scenic and sunny, with lots of outdoor recreation, but it's also isolated and job options are very limited. But surely it's very beautiful in the summer and the fall season. During the winter months, people rent out houses in Wenatchee to celebrate the winter holidays. Longview and Kelso, located in southwest Washington, close to Oregon border. These cities offer some of the lowest prices in western Washington. The lifestyle is slower, crime varies by neighborhood, and it's long commute to major job centers. But affordable is the main draw. Aberdeen is coastal town with very budget-friendly housing. The area has a strong small-town feel, plenty of rain, and fewer job opportunity. But it's one of the most affordable parts of western Washington. if I would love Pacific Ocean feel, I would live maybe in these small cities closer to Pacific Ocean, so I would be only 20 minutes away drive to enjoy the ocean. Now that we have covered the most budget-friendly cities, the ones where $500,000 goes the long way, you probably notice a pattern. Most of them are located pretty far from Seattle metro area and come with some meaningful trade-offs in jobs, commute, school ratings, and overall lifestyle. But the good news is there are cities that offer a more balanced option. They may be slightly above $500,000 mark or right above it, depends on the neighborhood, but they provide a more comfortable lifestyle, better schools, stronger job market, and easier access to the Puget Sound area. Of course, choosing the right city really depends on your lifestyle priorities, commute, schools, activity, amenities, your hobbies, and neighborhood vibe. So, and there you have it. Kind of realistic look at where you can buy a home in Washington state for around $500,000 and what to expect when you do. Remember, it's all about balance, finding the right city and a home that fits your budget while matching your lifestyle priorities. Some compromises are unavoidable, like everything in this life, but with careful planning you can find a place what works for you and your loved ones. Guys, thank you for watching. If you find this guide helpful, don't hesitate to call me or text me. You can always find my phone in the comments. And if you have questions, I would be more than happy to read your comments and answer. Thank you very much and happy house hunting.